Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to our Ganjitsu Site New Year Day service. We will be conducting our service. Please join us in prayer. Thank you. Ichido Airi. Mediation prayer, page 2. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Wahiawa sincerely in wholeheartedly each and every day. May we seek the mediation of you with all our hearts and souls on this day of very moment. Yami Konko Daijin Sama, Yami Konko Daijin Sama, Yami Konko Daijin Sama, Yami Konko Daijin Sama. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine friend. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of our divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and errors from past generations. Guide us on the way of living to reflect our divine will, with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Family prayer. Reverently we pray that the lilies of heaven, the riches of earth, time goes without cease, years last without end. In heaven and earth the light that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is the truth that borders all. For this wonderful form, for these wondrous works, let us praise and cheer coming home. Let us praise the divine Mary of the universe. God who loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth, to declare Kami as divine standard, to live in Kami's infinite blessings, this is the way. Yet many not knowing the way are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes, greatest Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, but now back count this great blessing, and beyond life for mutual fulfillment of God and humanity. Humbly we pray. A divine parent's great wish was thus fulfilled. Konko has accepted the call to mediation, that is the mutual benefit of family and humanity. By a taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and heeding not the coming of night. I pray for those who grieve, seeking salvation for all who suffered, and heeding not the dawning of day. Though years pass the world change, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred mystery certificate, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and blessed the whole universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of becoming polarization. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way, through all the hardships of this world, to gain a body and soul. The way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Him, with that regard for day and night, whether high or near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For living unaware of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us use our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and let them to life for purpose. Coming is fulfilled in us, we are fulfilled in time. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray, so we earnestly pray. Ichido Keide, please bow your heads in prayer.
元日祭祭祀芸和君も賢き池上本校大院天地神の神の御前に今後我教科中にですねしかみがしかみも作頭の年の初めの今日の朝日の豊坂の折元日祭使いますが賢かれを我が天地金の神の神徳天地に道渡り物皆を生かしよろずのことのえさんたわいあきても人間を神の年ごと目で尽くしなべての人の立ち行くことを願いたまいて教祖池上本校大臣に本取り次ぎを出すため津波宮沢大学内で受け継ぎ表され世の人次々に救い助けられ教会や国の人に生まれ教団の働き年とともに進展していきたい会比例山市に輝きを与えてあるが賢しとも賢しこれ教会に相手は遠時本部広前の会比例のまにまに池上本校大取り次ぎの御が使いしめたまいよろずの営みの上に月観察し関わり信奉者の者々は日に日に立ち行く大見とれあぶりここに2022年教祖生誕より208年立教163年ハワイ布教96年ワヒア教会布教82年の新春を迎えしめたまいしは働きないことの極みにな彼新しき不信の始めをといまつる今に 未経未成草方のためにものせない祭りで、この愛祭ることの様を平らに安らによしめしたまえと申す。使い祭りでも大作は、我が教師の君の恩に、ゆいをつけましまし、ご神願成就の上に、教団としての今日までの歩みのお礼を加え、その名のご神願成就の上に、厚き観察を合わせたまえ、大口の前をはじめ、天気を一つ一つ、教が皆、いきなり本広大、取りの広まりとして、結界とつけをで、各種の活動をして、人を助け、育て、道を伝え、広げ、形を日に日に新たに過ごしましてまいり。ご教会にあいては、初代教会長、高橋春子氏が、古式ご親友を関わり、金光教、小野教会、初代、小玉正幸氏、菊江、おんどる事業の教団の働きの上で、金光教、甘い教会、本部広がりの本日を通して、Wahiawaの地において、武士の布教を始められて82年の教会の歩みの上に、おかげを変わり、今日まで天地金の神を助けてくれ、そのご神願成就の内容としての教会の続く活動のおかげを変わり、ご用にお使いいただいているご夫婦、在籍教師、ご信義をいただいている信奉者の身の上に、また地域社会の活動の上に、教師育成の上に、白熱のご都合をご別をいただき、教会所活動の上に、特に英語教の推進、地域社会の働き方、諸宗教者、若者育成の試みなどの大きな働きを成し遂げる人は、ありがたいことの教員になりけり、在籍信奉者もろもろは、神様のお組に、お渡りの後に出されて生きているこの神の氏子としての自覚を踏まえて、信心をさせていただいているものとしての自覚を持っての信心生活信心の生き方に取り組ましめたまえ、今日までの恩で音をテーマとして触れ上げて、一人一人がそれぞれ家庭が、地域社会が、教会がいただいてきている天地金の神様のおかげの自覚を持て、信心をさしていきたいのとしての生活を通して、ご神願成就のお役に立ちめたまえいただく内容に出しいただきますようにお願い申し上げます。また、ハワイ教区の教科指導の上に、教区全体、強く上で立ち行きのおかげをおろしがたまえ、等しく神のいる仕事ある人間は、天地の恵みを焼け、かしくみ、互いの命を尊びやり、政治、経済、教育をはじめ、人間なめての営みを天地の通りに戻って進め、世界の平和と人類の助かりの実現にふさわしく合わしめたまえ、世界各地で諸々の赤いことに出会いし、つまり人々の上に安心、立ち行きの大向かいを合わしめたまえ、確定、全業をほどいて、神と人と愛をかける立ち行く道のあり方を世界に権限する、このご神願成就の役に出しめたもので、神導き、神いただいたまえとかしこみ、かしこみもする。
やうる。サインともに入り。 Tamaguchi offering by members. Repetition of Pinchi Hakisuke, page 6 of your third book.
極み高校大臣天地金の神真に願い神は我が心にあり本日本日で頼み Grace to serve you all your heart, be all that come, come to us, be in heart, grateful here, incarnate joy, with our God who is now and forever on this very day pray. 極み高校大臣天地金の神真に願い神は我が心にあり本日本日で頼み Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with God. Come to us, begin within, heart grateful and caring in harmony and joy.
We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow in prayer toward our divinity, giving us such gifts of kindness and giving, how happy and grateful we are. The mediation of young Konko Daiji does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parents embraces all far and wide. The blessings of family flow without ending through all generations. The ways of family are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and fervently, we pray for the son of family, our honorable Lord Kami. Shintoku Sanji, page 29.
おぎますれば円高く
おぎますれば円高くおろがみますればちはつし神の恵みに生かされるみの幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の御取りすぎ一人もたくる時のなく天地の神の御守りとはきちかきの隔てなし神に尽くしみはよろずよにあまねくみちて果てしなく感計いはくすしくて人の思いぞ及ばざる我ら今月今日いやび祭りてひたすらに神の御影をたたえますらん神の比例を仰ぎますらん一度入り一度入りMitama prayer, page 12. Dear those who have gone before us, your heavenly light, in the God of this universe, you discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your time of years. You will remember for the family, your life you told from generation to generation, honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you entered the Konko faith. You walked the way of Konko Daiji, respecting the will of the divine parent. You will not inherit your faith to take in the world beyond, guide us and teach us, that we may work your way of faith, that we may encounter all tribulations, and that we may live peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, and teach us.
一度拝礼。立教神殿。この兵器に境に声拝さしとめるからその分に承知してくれ。外家業いたし農業で人が願いで呼びに来戻り、願いが済みまた農でまたも呼びに来農業する間もなし。人も町両方の差し支えに相なる。なんと家業をやめてくれんか。その方42歳の年には病気で死も手を離し、心配いたし神仏に願いをかけれるにかいたし、その時死んだと思って旅行を話し天地神の神を助けてくれ。家内もご気になったと思ってくれ。ご気よりましものより我相談もなり、子供を連れて男と農業をしよってくれ。この方のように実意丁寧神信じにいたし老塾が世間に何本も難儀な氏子あり、問い次助けてやってくれ。神も助かる氏子また中く。氏子あっての神、神あっての氏子。繁盛いたし、それぞれお愛にかかり、子にかかり、愛をかけようで立ち行く。立教神殿。Let's read page 70 together. The divine message received on November 15, 1859. With the completion of this sacred staff, our enter farming career, please understand, when you are out farming, the person at home has to go out and call you whenever someone comes to give a request. After you relay the request, you have to go back out again. You have to keep going in and out of the field. This gives you a little time for farming, and the worshiper must also wait for you. Both you and the worshiper are being inconvenienced. Won't you stop farming? When you were greatly ill at 42, the doctor gave up hope. Everyone worried about you. You prayed to the Kami and the Buddha and were blessed with complete recovery. Regard this event as your death. Dispel all desires and assistance to Kami. Outside your wife considers herself a widow. This is better than being a real widow. She can still talk to you and discuss matters. You should take your children with her to the farm work. There are many people like yourself who have sincere faith in Kamis but still have many problems. Help these people by performing mediation. This will help Kami and save people. People exist because of Kami, and Kami exists because of people. Thus, Kami supports people as Kami children, and people support Kami as their parents. Will be eternal prosperity through ideal mutual independence. The Konko Saint Creed, page 73. We believe in Senshi Kanino Kami, the divine man of the universe. Our founder Konko Dashi embraced Kami revelation, and as divine mediator answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled with Kami. Kami is fulfilled with us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own heart filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami, today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parents, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits of Kami, parents us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for being here today for our Ganjitsu-sai New Year's Day ceremony, aka Hatsumode. Thank you for being here. And thank you for helping out with our Mochitsuki on December 30th. It was our 30th mochi pounding. 30 years we've been doing this, since 1992. So we received so many divine blessings from Kami-sama, of great health and favorable weather conditions. It kind of rained toward the end, but I'm glad that Kami-sama held the rain until we were done pounding. We had 30 helpers as well. Isn't that unique? 30, December 30. And we made 14 batches of rice, mochi, and which is 130 pounds of raw rice. Thank you so much for all your help. We couldn't have done it without each and every one of you. And I can really see the next generation of helpers already beginning to help. Like I saw Noah, he was about a fire, and he's going to be our 3rd generation fire watcher. I know that. Makes me really happy. So I really hope that this tradition can continue on for many, many more years to come. Today I have a New Year's Day message for you, and there's a Konko teaching that goes. Those who have faith should feel gratitude even after sitting and resting on a tree stump in the mountains. You know that one, right? We read it before. Gorikai 2, Unknown, number 23. So all this time I was really thinking about like a real tree stump while you're walking in the, on a trail or something, and you get tired, you're sitting on a tree stump. But a Gakuin classmate of mine named Reverend Kazuhisa Shimatani created a YouTube channel called the Shima Channel. And he mentioned about the deeper meaning of this teaching. And I just had to share it with you because it was so good. He said that life is very much like going on a journey, going on a hike. And we need a break too. Practicing faith is indeed a journey. You have to improve yourself in your faith a little at a time. You don't have to sprint your way through to perfection. You don't have to do that. Little at a time. Sometimes we hit a dead end. Some paths are treacherous, some terrain is not so smooth, bumpy roads up ahead. Every step of the way. There are bumps, potholes, inclinations, and some paths are just not worth the risk, right? So we may get tired in life. We may get tired of practicing faith sometimes. So we go and have a little break. This break gives us the opportunity for self-reflection, and this break is the tree stump in our life. And so we have to give thanks for the rest, for our body, and for the rest of that tree stump, the break that we have. And so we can concentrate on moving forward. Then we can move on to the next leg of our journey. And we are humans, so we're not perfect, right? We mess up sometimes. We have regrets, and we wish we would have taken the other path. But we went this path, and we kind of messed up a little. But it's okay. It's okay. It's all within your journey of life. And no one can take that away from you. No one. So we give thanks to Kami-sama every step of the way. Life may get discouraging at times. The neighbor's grass may look greener. Reverend Shimatani mentioned the key point for us to remember, now take home this message, is to never compare your life with others. Okay? Don't ever compare your life with another person. The only person you can compare yourself to is yourself. Okay? And never complain about your life with another person. You might feel envious. You might feel jealous of your friend that has it all. You may feel like you're a loser sometimes compared to some other people. But don't compare yourself to others. And for parents too, don't compare your kids to other kids. Your kid is just fine. You're special. You're blessed. You are your own very special person that is on a very unique journey. And again, no one can take that away from you. Now, if your fortunate friend is motivating you, then go ahead. Let that be your motivator. But don't get jealous. If your friend is motivating you to become a better person, to improve yourself, then you can do that. But putting yourself down because your life doesn't feel worthy is a big mistake. Kami-sama is giving you this gift of today for a chance for you to become a better person. So Reverend Shimatani mentioned that the only person you should be comparing yourself against is yourself. Compare yourself from a year ago. Have you made any improvement as a human being? Even subtle changes are worth celebrating. Like, oh yeah, my muscles are a little bit bigger this year. Hey, that's something to celebrate about, right? So on this January 1st, 2022, let's make a promise to ourselves to change. It could be just one little goal. It could be as simple as making the bed every single morning throughout the whole year. It could be to smile widely at least once a day. Do you smile in your day at least once a day? It's important. So I was recently invited to join a Facebook group that was started for younger ministers. And I started this 30-day smile challenge because one of the members encouraged me to do that. I was like, okay, 30 days, every day. Take a picture of myself smiling, post it on Facebook. Now, I will post a smile every day for a full month. I have to do that. And it said that when you practice a smile daily, it will bring about the good feelings within you. Even if you have to force that smile, you can try to smile at least just once a day. The good happy hormones are going to come. And you're going to shine from within. By the 30th day, you're going to see a change. Try to compare yourself from that first day. You should try it too. And I don't care what others think of my smile. I'm doing this for myself. In this new year, we can say thank you more to Kami-sama and the people in our lives, you know. Like, thank you, Mom, for cooking. Thank you, Dad, for, I don't know, washing the car. Doing the laundry and whatnot. There is no need to climb a treacherous mountain for spiritual change or to improve ourselves. As Konko mentioned, our founder, we can create a mountain within our own heart. Right in our heart, it's safer that way. You don't have to do by that time. And accept the challenges of everyday living as our spiritual practice for self-improvement. Is a coworker getting on your nerves? Now ask yourself, why that person bothers you so much? Ask yourself how you personally should change so that those feelings of irritation are no longer irritations anymore, and you'll be able to tolerate them. A problem is only a problem because we make them problems. From a standpoint of another person, the problem you may have may be a non-issue. Assess yourself to become a broad-minded individual. You know, the Reverend Konko of the Honolulu Church, I went to visit a couple of days ago, maybe about a week ago. And Osechi Sensei gave a really interesting message to me. He said that, you know, to one person, a cockroach may not scare them. Who's scared of cockroaches? Especially when they crawl up your jeans.
Yeah.
But if they see a spider instead, they get freaked out. Okay, so for one person, a cockroach is nothing. But when they see a spider, they go, ah! But to another person, they may see a spider and they say, oh, it's so cute. So cute. Nothing, it doesn't scare me. But a cockroach would terrify them. People all have different viewpoints. So we live in great diversity. So we have to try to improve ourselves to appreciate this diversity of viewpoints instead of having this one-track mind. And this is a way to a more harmonious relationship and a world of peace and more understanding. A heart of understanding is the heart of Kami-sama. And a discriminating heart is one that Kami does not feel very happy about. So I have included a New Year's resolution card. I made this just last night. Write your New Year's resolution on this card and cut along the dotted line or third cut it. You tape it to somewhere in your house where you see very often. It could be right next to your toilet paper, because I know you look at there really often. We put it in the bathroom because I'm always there, right? I look at my New Year's resolution. Or your dining room table, somewhere where you see quite often. Because writing out your resolution is better than verbalizing it. For some reason, it tends to come true. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the year, compare yourself. Like, were you able to do what you wrote on your New Year's resolution? So I highly, highly encourage you to grab your New Year's resolution card and fill it out. Yeah? Practicing faith carefully, step by step, will take you to new heights. I don't expect you to become a black belt overnight. It takes a long time, but that long, steady route will lead you to success, I promise you. And you will continue to receive divine blessings. And before you know it, you will have accomplished quite a bit and be able to look back at your humble beginnings and see yourself in, as a positive, you can see the positive changes that had happened over time. And you wouldn't have even noticed it probably. And other people will say, wow, you know what, you've changed. And that's the kind of person you'll become if you continue to practice faith diligently. So look forward to seeing the positive changes in your life. And wishing you all a wonderful new year. So, before I end my sermon, like I do every tradition, every year I do this. My mom, I don't think she slept last night. She said she did, but she wouldn't tell me how many hours she slept. I said, okay, how many hours did you sleep? And she said, I'm not going to tell you. Oh, okay, she probably didn't sleep. But anyways, she worked really hard last night to prepare osechi ryori for you. And osechi ryori, the flavors are not like robust. They're kind of simple. Really seasoned with really simple things like shoyu and salt and stuff. But very, very meaningful. So I wanted to share with you what you're going to eat today. Like the ebi, they're all symbolic of New Year's cuisine. Ebi is curved shaped, and the reason for that is to live a long life so your back bends. You become so old your back bends. Koshi ga magaru made toshi o toru. And where is my takenoko? This is my takenoko, bamboo shoot. The nose of the joints of the bamboo stands for virtue, fidelity, or consistency. And you know how they go straight up into the sky. So straightforward thinking. Takenoko. Gobo, I don't have gobo here, but anyway, gobo, anything like long and rooted, like long roots, symbolizes energy since it's rooted firmly to the ground. Renkon, lotus root, has the holes inside, right? And this means to see through the future with positive expectations. And where's my kamaboko? Kamaboko, inside of your ozoni, is symbolizing rising of the sun. Appreciate the daily rising of the sun. Kazunoko, the herring roe, symbolizes fertility and treasuring all children. Kinton, sweet potato balls, symbolize wealth. Kinton gold. So you want to be rich, eat some of this. Kuromame, black beans, looks like boba, yeah. Phonetically could mean mame, as in good health. So good health and strength. Mame. And let me see. Nimono, I did that. Nimono, okay, the same thing. Sea bream. I don't have a sea bream here. I don't know where my sea bream went. Anyways, it's a fish, the tai, you know that red fish. Tai is eaten on auspicious occasions, you know, omede tai. So omede tai means celebration. So tai, sea bream, is eaten on celebratory occasions like weddings or anniversaries or New Year. And mochi. Mochi symbolizes flexibility and endurance. So with all these knowledge in mind, eat mindfully, and we are wishing each and every one of you a fantastic 2022. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Thank you for coming to today's New Year's Day service. Edna's sermon was good. I can't really compare myself to her. My sermons are really short, simple, and usually what happens in like the most recent events that I've experienced in my life. So I did write some stuff, but I guess I have to change it a little bit. So Happy New Year's, everybody, for 2022. So practicing, since this is a new year, I always think new start, ways that we can change ourselves to make ourselves better, things that we can reflect on last year, on where we can improve this year. So I always use I know I talked about this before. It was about like playing tennis, how I play tennis, and I just started off in the very beginner class, like how to hit the ball or how to hold the racket. It was so simple, and I did that class for like several years, like maybe 3 years. I stayed in the same class, and over time you start to get the hang of it. It's like you almost develop like muscle memory. It's like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. And then the coach starts telling you you have to go to a different class. You're like, you can't stay in this class. You have to go to a more advanced class. You gotta, because you're not at this level anymore. You have to just go to the next class. So after going to the next class, it's like, oh, it's hard. It's like they're hitting way harder now. The practice is much intense. But then after a while, it's like, oh, this is so fun. This is like, it gets addictive after a while. And then they said, oh, you gotta go to a different class now. You gotta play harder now. It's like, oh, for real, okay. But that's the thing. So after a while, I started like stay after class and then play tennis for like maybe 3 hours, just straight on. After it's nighttime class, so from like 8 to 10, or like from 7 to 10 o'clock, we play tennis, just like straight up. So when I remember the very beginning, when I played, I took the new class again, like recently, just like a very basic refresher class again, and then I was like, oh my god, I've been hitting it wrong this whole time. It just kind of like came to me where like I was serving the ball. I thought I was serving the ball pretty good, and then when the beginner class instructor said, no, you gotta do this. You just gotta change a little bit, and then you hit it a lot better. So I did that. It's like, oh my god, this is so amazing. I kept wondering like why I kept sucking at serving the ball, and now I kind of like realized like, oh, it's just going back to the basics. Kind of trying to remember like the basic stuff, even though you think you might be good, there are some things that you can learn just by going back and then reflecting on the most basic things that you've done. So the same I feel goes for practicing faith. Coming to church, listening to the teachings, that kind of gives you a foundation. Like coming to the service, doing the service, reading the prayers, all that is like basic practice of the faith. And then the listening to the teachings, listening to the teachings is okay, but actually putting them into practice is what I feel is the actual like practice of the faith, or like playing of the game kind of thing. It's not a game, but the more you apply the teachings in your faith, the more you realize like, oh yeah, this makes total sense now. It's kind of like the muscle memory that I was talking about with playing sports. After a while, it becomes like nothing. Once it becomes like a part of you, it just comes out naturally. So the kami within you, I feel, comes out more naturally after you practice faith for a while. So like in anything, I feel that it just takes time to get better. And that's pretty much it. That's all I really got to say. And I hope everyone has a happy New Year's. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining today's service. New Year's Day service. おめでとうございます。Listen to Edna's speech. 木の切り株に腰を置いて休む。When you are in the mountain, walking, feel tired, just want to rest, twist up. Then you stand up, they try to say thank you for resting. Okay. Actually, I encoded this teaching when I was elementary school student, like North. My family was I'm a third generation Konko believer, so every service we attend the service. Always the sensei said, 木の切り株に腰を置いて。There's a boy, girl every month. So we discuss. So just listen to and remember this message. And actually, this message is so profound. The tree stump can be made by cutting off the upper part. This is better. This is small. This should be big. So, upper part can be used. But now I think this could be the person who departed from this world. We pray to Kami-sama, Midama-sama, thank you. The same thing as just saying, 木の切り株に腰を置いて。It's my understanding. And I introduced this message to the interfaith community people. And nowadays we just stopped activity in 2 days, 2 years. But every time we try to share this thought. When you stand when you rest, when you stand tree stump, thank you when you stand up. I see so many people in the faith community and interfaith community. But how many of them are aware of this nature of thank you for the elements they support us in one or another. The fourth Konko-sama used to say, 世話になるすべてに礼を言う心、平和をみなす心では、saying thank you for any elements that help us in one or another can be the way we can yield, produce peaceful wish or peace in the family, in oneself, in the community. When you get up, hop on the cart coming to church today. You say thank you for the kind people. Say thank you for the road you can travel. It's raining so heavy today. It's the nuisance. No, we don't say that. You know how much it rains. You say thank you, arigato. It can be blessed rain. If there no rain, oh, I want rain. But rain is blessed rain. But what? So keep that basic gratitude under any condition. This can be the meaning of Akino Kirikami Koshiroshi. And as for David's message, there are 3 steps in the practice of physics. Step 1, step 2, step 3. When you go up the step, it can be much difficult, hard. At Amagi Church, when I was here, the founding minister of the church used to daily practice of bathing. And somebody, a student minister, has to go into the room and scrub the back, check the temperature of water and so on. And at the moment, to one student minister, the fund minister said, 信心しておるか Are you practicing faith? That person said, 信心してありません。Then Sensei said, 信心したらいかんまい。Do not practice faith. In the Japanese US, 信心したらいかん。信心させていただけるわ。させていただく。In business, we can practice faith. In my own effort, but through many elements to support us, we can get into practice. させていただく。And then some other time, the same person had to go to sacred scrub and said that. At the moment he said, 信任されていただいておるか信任されていただきません。The person responded. But 先生 said, 信任されていただいていかんです。信にならねばいかん。Whatever you do, whatever you say, could be the reflection of your belief in 神様。信になる。Whatever you do, say, is a reflection of 神様 heart. So when you look at the rains, the sun, sunlight, how do you respond to this? Oh, that's news and stuff. But too much in the sun. So put up with the thank you, the heavenly books. And when you can eat anything, いただきます。ありがとう。This is always how we eat it. 信になる。This can be very difficult. 信心する。The first step. 信心させていただきます。いただきます。Third step. 信になる。Without your practice, you cannot climb up the steps. Come to church, and practice, and then you can gradually what? You can understand how much you have made progress in your own faith practice. Anyway, thank you very much. Wahiawa Konko Tenchi Kaino Kamishin Wahiawa Wahiawa Konko Tenchi Kaino Kamishin Wahiawa Wahiawa 3.
Page
159 and 59, number 7.
59, number 7. どうぞ。
7. The meaning of both sides coming together. I will speak about this matter in detail because it is an everlasting principle of this faith. The founders' consideration for the future was so deep that it is beyond description.
David?
Several occasions, believers tried to convince the founder of the necessity to receive official recognition for this faith because the government prohibited propagation of unauthorized faith. The founder did not let them seek such recognition and repeatedly told them it is not the time yet. Therefore, nothing could be done about the situation.
For the faith spread quickly from Okayama west to Suo province, but relatively slow to the east. 5. During the cholera epidemic in 1879, Shirakami Shinshiro started Toritsugi in Osaka and many people were saved. Consequently, many people embraced this faith in a short period of time. Even after his death, this faith continued to spread through the efforts of his son, Shirakami Shinshiro II. His disciple, Kondo Fujimori, also propagated this faith and saved many people.
Number 6. I'll tell you how they started to propagate this faith in Osaka. First, they opened their hiromais as branch shrines of the Osaka Shinto branch office. The worshippers increased day by day. Problems arose in the Osaka Shinto branch office because each believer the officials saw had a different interpretation and method of practicing the faith. Mr. Kameda and Mr. Yoshimoto, who were both officials of the Shinto branch office, decided to clarify this situation by visiting the founder in order to understand the basic principles of the faith.
Number 7. Shirakami and Kondo went to the Hiromai on June 9, 1883 and asked the founder when it would be convenient to meet and discuss the situation. They explained the situation in Osaka to him and asked for permission to discuss it with me. The founder offered prayers and then said, "You should go and talk to the Sato, Norio, and Goyo village."
8. I was at home in Goryo village on June 9th. Since the 10th was a service day, I asked Kami if I could go to Konko Daijin's Hiromai. I received the divine revelation. There are people coming from Osaka. Therefore, wait here instead of attending the Hiromai. I waited, but no one came. The lunch hour passed and still no one came. Just when I started to think that I must have misunderstood Kami's revelation, a person with a message from Konko Fujimori and Shirakami Shinichiro II came. The message, which I received around 4 o'clock, said, "We would like to visit you soon." "May we?" I replied to the messenger. "Tell them I am waiting and to please come." They both came to my home around 5 o'clock.
Do you want to read?
Their party, which included Do Kwanui, Toraya, Hichibete, Obakuchitao, and possibly one more person, stayed at a nearby inn. Only Kondo and Shirakami came to my home. Shirakami said he rode a rickshaw from Otani village to Kasaoka village. He stopped at the Makari Inn and then tried to hire another rickshaw, but the prices the rickshaw-man quoted were too expensive. He wanted to charge us 5 yen more than he offered, so we came here on foot. I suffered from my very, but still Kondo forced me to walk.
10. I asked, "Why have you come here? We have come here today with Konko Daijin's permission to ask for your advice. The faith has spread in Osaka, but we have been told that we cannot continue our propagation unless 3 people from the Shinto branch office, Kameda and others, meet and talk to the founder directly. They will soon be going to Otani village. So we came to get your advice on how to prepare for them. I asked, when are they coming? They replied, on the 11th of next month, July 1883. We would like you to be prepared for that.
11. They have met with much interference from the Osaka Shinto office. There were so many restrictions on what they could say or do that they were prevented from doing anything without official permission from the government. The 3 of us discussed various things that night. It was just after my son Kazuo, the first son of Sato Noriro, was born. We talked over grilled dried sardines and sat there. By the time we noticed that the light of the lamp had gone out, it was already dawn.
So we decided to prepare for the meeting. Kondo and Shirakami returned to Otani village on June 11th, and after telling the founder about our decision, they went back to Osaka. I heard later that the founder seemed to be very relieved at that time.
13. While attending the Hiramai on the 12th of June, I told the founder about how the meeting went. He was pleased and said both sides have come together.
Number 14, I told him about the preparations.
Oto-san, you forgot the back people.
Oh,
A lot of people actually. Jane-san とか。
number 14.
I told him about the preparation for the visit by the officials from Osaka in July. At that time, Sanji, Konko Wahiawa, told me Konko Daijin is happy with what he discussed with the 2 ministers from Osaka. In the past, several people have come to help him get official recognition for the faith, but this time he has said, both sides have come together and the time has come. 15. The both sides, Konko Daijin refers to not the upper and the lower classes of social position. What he meant was the west and the east, based on Otani village, the Chiu province as the center.
Number 17, the 2 people in the east and 2 in the west. Konsho Milton, Takahashi Tomi, has always supported me. However, the society would not accept a woman as a representative. I asked the founder to do so. はい、
Thank you.
Good morning, おはようございます。And Happy New Year! 新年明けましておめでとうございます。ただいまから歌を4つ歌います。We are going to sing 4 songs. ページ57、新人の栄光からどうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
57? Okay.
Message
somehow holding back joy and fear, sorrow within my heart. Still I know, even when I smile as I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light going from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads up high. For we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. We are down and ready to surrender. When times are hard and it seems so dark, just knowing each day that I'm never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Hold hands with my friends standing by my side, singing us together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light, going from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high. For we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high. For we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。ハッピーニューイヤー。See you.
After this, we're going to downstairs in Osechi.
食事に行く。
極み広大天地神の神主に願い、我らはここにあり、このでその地で頼み。極み広大天地神の神主に願い、我らはここにあり、このでその地で頼み。福物は皆それ命の神、命の神の救い与えたものぞ。大衆退職すれば自粛のもとになるぞ。食物は我が心で過ぎも過ぎもなるものぞ。何を食うにも飲むにもありがたくいただく心を忘れないよ。神の情報を願い、神を作れ、何事もないこととなり。 ございました。
ありがとうございました。Thank you so much for joining us again. Tomorrow is Sunday, January 2nd, but we will have no Sunday service, so please enjoy tomorrow. We'll give you a break. And on Wednesday, January 5th, we'll have our Choten study group session. We are currently reading The Voice of the Universe, so please join us. The public invite for Zoom is available on Facebook, the KMH website, or the Konko Facebook page. Join us. Have a happy New Year.